Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Realms. I believe this is episode 24 and we're back here at my base with the lovely harbour town and the sun slowly setting in the background. We've got our ships, we've got a harbour town. I haven't really worked on this area much since I was last here in episode 22, I believe it was. But today I'm not planning to spend much time in this area. I'm planning to go out and start working on the project I hinted at in my episode 23 it was. And that episode, oh no, that didn't work. That is a logo. So you can see on my channel that I've got a shield with a little bird, which is a magpie and all that. So I'm planning to create that in Minecraft. So it's going to be quite a lot of work. I'm planning to make it almost entirely out of sand and gravel. And so as you can see in my inventory, I've got a whole stack of shovels. I've got a whole stack of my ender chest. I'm going to need some food. But yeah, I'm going to go off find a desert biome, find a gravel biome if those exist, and start collecting up. So if you look at my channel logo, I'm going to need some white and lots of grey. So that means hunting down some what do you call it? Some squid for the ink sacs. I'm going to probably need some pink. I'm going to need some food. That should be enough, and I'm going to need quite a lot and lots of sand and gravel. So off I'm going to go. I'm going to find that sand biome, and then I'm going to go and probably I might time lapse it, and I'll come back when I've got quite a lot more sand or gravel. And as you can see, I'm over here in a rather large desert. It's as you can see the coordinates in the top left corner. So this is, I suppose, the official mining desert. We didn't really think about that at the start of the season, but I suppose this is one where I'm going to be getting out so much sand. Now, I decided I'm going to get 8 entire shulker boxes of sand, which I believe is 216, I think it was, stacks of sand. So that's quite a lot of sand to get. I don't quite think all my iron shovels here are going to cut it, but I can always go back and get some more if I need to, and I think some of these do have efficiency or unbreaking on them, so that should help. So I suppose I really should get a toolsmith and get myself a good set of tools or shovels at least to start getting these things. But anyway, I'm going to start shoveling up all this sand, and hopefully I can come back in probably a few hours when this is actually all done. And here we go. After about 2 hours of mining, or 2.5 hours of mining, I've finally filled up all 8 of the shulker boxes, and you can see just how much land I've had to clear out to get that amount of sand. Most of this is 2 to 3 layers deep, and it's been quite a lot of shovels. I think I used 12, or no, more than that. I used about 20 iron shovels and about 4 diamond ones, so I'm going to be using diamond shovels for when I go over to the gravel. Anyway, it's time to I'll collect all this up, put it into my ender chest, and hop over to where I found a nice gravel mining place. Oh, looky what we have here. On my way to that gravel mountain, I've actually found a desert temple. So let's have a look. Let's go in and find out exactly what's in here. Now, if I'm careful, I can avoid setting off the thing, and I need to make sure I've got some blocks to pillar myself out. So let's just get some of this sandstone. That should be enough. And now we can pillar myself down just on this side, which means I should avoid setting off the pressure plate. There we go. And okay, so that's quite a bit of good stuff in here. I can leave the sand because I don't really need that. The iron horse armor, I'll dump off those two because I don't need it. What's in here? More bones, a golden apple, more sand, some string. I don't have enough room in my inventory, but this is quite a good haul of stuff. Let's see. Enchanted books, because I really need to keep the other ender chests, the shulker boxes empty for my thing. What's in this one? Rotten flesh, more sand, string, saddle, all sorts of useful stuff. And this one, more gunpowder, more string, more bones, spider eyes, and some sand. So, not the best haul I've seen in the world. Not the best haul I've ever seen, but it's still reasonably good. And there. So, time to get myself out of here and then back onto that gravel mountain. I think what I will do is I'll gather up this these TNT, because it is a rather useful thing, and it means I don't have to craft it when I need it. You wouldn't believe it, but I've just found a second desert temple. So once again, I'm going to explore this, which I won't record, and then continue on my way to the next, the gravel mountain. I know I said I wouldn't record this session, but I did actually find a really good book. The Feather Falling 3, Silk Touch and Unbreaking 3. That's a rather good book. You can see in here as well the rest of the stuff that I got from this particular desert temple combined with the other one. So a bit more string, I've found some iron, some gold, a few more golden apples, and bits and bobs here and there. So hopefully I get that box, and now I can get my way once again out of this desert temple. Hopefully I don't find yet a third one, and I can make my way once again, as I said at the end of the last few clips, back to the desert, back to the desert temple, to that gravel mountain I keep trying to find. And as you can see, I've now found myself way to this gravel area. It's quite a large gravel area. You can see mounds of gravel here, and lots of gravel everywhere. So I've got myself set up with my shulker boxes, my 8 shulker boxes, I think. Yep, 8 shulker boxes and 1 ender chest with a whole ton of shovels in my inventory. And one thing I forgot to take into account is that this thing is actually going to get me a lot of gravel as well, which I don't really need. So one thing I'm going to have to do is probably store that into my other 2 shulker boxes, and hopefully I've got enough room for that, and I should have enough, rockets to get back home with the 3 that I own here. These are flight 1, I've got some 17 flight 1s here, and 16 flight 3s there, so I should be well stocked up. So time to go on a roughly 3-hour mining session. Oh, excuse me, roughly 3-hour mining session, and I should be able to get all that stuff done, and I'll be back when I finish that. And there we go, we can see exactly the amount of land I've managed to rip up to get the 8 shulker boxes full of gravel that I need to do to get my logo created. Now it's time for me to gather up the shulker boxes, which are all in my inventory, and to move off to the next bit, which I believe is going to need to be an ocean, so I can get the squid, I can get the black dye that it is, which I need for my logo. I've already got a whole lot of red dye, courtesy of my iron farms, but that is going to be a very big task as well. So I'm going to head back home where there's a nice ocean, and that should be, and I'll come back when I've got a lot more stuff ready for my logo creation. Now, as I see it, there are 2 ways I can do this. The first way is to go to a nice flat area, probably in a desert, which I did fly over, and build my logo over there, or the second option is to build it over the water. Now, I'm going to go with the water option, mainly because it means I don't have to do any clearing, and second of all, it means that I can instantly change all the concrete powder into concrete. So, I just need to find a good spot. So over here, I reckon, take the map, and that will do quite nicely. Where am I on this thing? Oh, that's a pity. I probably should have done a locator map. Well, I'm going to have to go get that, and I'll be right back. Right, after that little mishap, I've now got myself a locator map, an empty locator map, or one with the blue water exactly the same location. I'm just going to bring it up now. Now the first thing I need to do is find out exactly where the edge of this thing is and start placing in the concrete powder. So if I can find that, I should be able to come up on it in a few seconds. Let's move up. It should be around here somewhere. There we go. So if I put the... oh, wait. I need to find a way to do this in. Put this in. And there we go. The first block. And that's a bit dangerous. I need to make sure I don't get killed by drowned. Especially trident-bearing drowns. Let me just kill this guy. Oh no, I'm nearly dead. Thank goodness that guy doesn't have a trident. Otherwise, I'd be dead. Anyway, there we go. So, where exactly is this white block? Does it show up? No, it doesn't. That's a pity. That means I need to rip this down and try again. After I heal up, that is. But anyway, I'll find the location, get that border around, then I'll come back and show you what I've managed to do. And just a bit of a progress update. You can see there we've got my logo going on a bit. I think we can. Oh wait, no. I believe Tice is it, so I think he's going to try and tag me. This epic chase is going to, oh no. That's a big pity. Do I have the room to pick up this tag? Oh. And lol, he was drowning. Anyway, so it appears I am now it once again, for like the 100th time. So, yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm gonna start working on the flying magpies part of the words, and that's my next part. So I'll come back when I've got that done, and I'll figure out who I'm gonna tag next. And I'm back with another progress update. You can see now that I've got the entire shield up and the top of the thing up and the top of the crown up, just where I'm standing now, where the white dot is. And so that is, you can also see the flying magpies in very, very pixelated letters at the bottom. So what I'm going to do now is figure out exactly where the bird goes in the middle and fill in all the black and the white and the pink and the red. So that's quite a lot more stuff to do. However, Tice205, who I don't think you can see on this map, you can see him in the blue dot, has kindly agreed to fill in all the external bits. So everything, you can see him there now, everything inside between the white boundary and the black lines is to be filled by him, and I think he'll do a very good job. So thank you very much, Tice. Anyway, back to figuring out the rest of this shield. And we've got a little bit more of a progress update. We can see now that I've finished out the outline of the magpie in the middle, and I've started putting in the eye on the top right corner. You can see, I can't quite get my cursor to it, but you can see just in front of me where the eye is going to be. So I think what I'm going to do now is finish off this bird, and then finish off the outside where the blue is on the left, far left, and then this logo will be finished, and that's when I'm going to bring in the last progress update for this episode. And then I can start spamming this map all over the place. All over in my shops and my buildings and everything, everywhere where I have a building. So, time to get stuck into it. And you can see now that we've now finished up the logo in the middle. We've finished up the magpie. You can see the swirling magpie. It's flying upwards in the logo. Now I've decided to make a change with just what's on the left and the right of the map. You can see on the left we've got the blue ocean, and I think that actually looks a lot better than the white side on the right. So unfortunately I'm going to have to rip up all of that and then see if I'm going to keep the border of the white. I'll probably not, because it's just going to be nice and white all over the place. Oh, sorry, nice and blue all over the place. So I think that would be a nice boundary, a nice thing to cap off this episode. So I'm going to rip this all up, and then we'll finally be able to finish up this map. Well, after about 10 to 12 hours of work, including the shulker box collected, not the shulker box, collecting the sand and gravel, collecting and placing all these blocks and getting rid of all the white stuff on the outside, I think this thing is finally done. You can now see the full logo there in its entirety, its completeness. Now, I'd like to thank very much Tice205 for helping me out in firstly putting in all the white stuff right over here, and then putting in, and then ripping it up again. So thank you very, very much, Tice. And now that's all that's left to do now is gather up all these shulker boxes. I only used about half of the sand and gravel that I had, so that's really good. I've still got to collect up all this stuff, dump it all into my inventory and my storage and all that, but it's been a really good job of stuff. Now I need to, where's my silk touch baguette? I need to pick up this stuff after I get the axe as well, and pick up this stuff, return to my base, and then that will be nearly it for the rest of this episode. I'm starting to wonder if I gathered just a little bit too much sand and gravel. If you can see through here, we've got 1, 2, 3 full shulker boxes of sand, so that's 66 stacks of 66 stacks. No, not 66. 27 times 3, whatever that is. So plus another 13 plus another 18 plus another 2, so that's another 20 there. So that's nearly another shulker box there. Then with the gravel we've got quite a bit more there as well, and that's to say nothing of the white concrete, the concrete powder and the stuff in there, as well as the stuff in here. So I've got still quite a lot of resources. So I'm going to dump this all into my sorter. No, well, I'm not going to dump it into my sorter. I'm going to dump it into the specific chest itself, and then I'm going to get started on another thing that I've got planned for today. Well, it's been a little while since my last clip, and I've now put that map in several good locations around both my base and my shop, so I've put that in my shops to make sure that people can know it's my shop. Anyway, now I think for my final bits of this episode, I'm going to show you exactly how I repair my tools. You can see that my fortune pickaxe as well as my elytra are quite damaged, so I'm going to show you how I repair that with my farming things. I can't quite remember what I'm going to say, but anyway, so I'll show you this in a time lapse, and that will be the end of my episode after that. And after that little time-lapse session, you can see that all my tools are fully repaired, and my elytra, which you can see on my back now. So let's just recap what we've done to finish off this episode. So, oh, what the heck has happened here? Yeah, it turns out that my thing's been changed into lava. It's a bit hot. I burned nothing. Guess who? A lava man. Well, well, I guess this is going to have to require some investigation and me to actually be able to fly. There we go. And it turns out that Lava Man has also decided to fill my entire, or not my entire river, but this river with a whole stack of lava, and let's see if it goes all the way where it finishes. So they've left the bit under the river, and under the bridge, I mean. Careful not to fall in. Yes, it just is just... I guess you could call this a prank. It's just a little bit of a burning question as to whether who did it or not. I suppose I'm not really going to be on fire to figure it out, but I guess I'm going to have to find out at some point. The puns. Anyway, so I'm going to have to figure that out, but it's quite a good prank. It doesn't really do anything much except destroy all where my decorative sugarcane were. I can't think of what it was, but yeah, there was sugarcane there. You can actually, I believe you can still see the string somewhere. I had string. Let's see, there you go, you can still see the string where the sugarcane was, so that should be helpful. The lava won't burn that, because I do have fire tick off on this realm. Anyway, so that is something I'm going to have to figure out. Anyway, let's just recap, let's just go right over to where I put my logo. So in today's episode we've managed to get pranked, we've managed to build up our logo. There wasn't quite 16,000 blocks of stuff, since I managed to skimp out on where the water is, so instead of putting white concrete all the way on the outside, I put just the ocean. You can see that this just the scale of this thing is just really massive. I'd say that's probably near maybe 10,000 blocks, maybe, I don't quite know, but it was quite a bit of effort to get that all in, and I've lost my way. There we go. So that's been done today, and that's probably the biggest thing I've done today. Let's just go and see exactly where I've put this into the shopping district, which I said I put it in earlier. And you can see exactly there. It looks very nice on the wood, and you can see it in its full extent on there. So you can see it looks fairly similar to my Lego, as it's close to my Lego as you can get on in Minecraft. And I've put the same thing on this side as well to indicate that this is indeed my shop. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was full of a lot of update clips and all that, and it wasn't probably the most enjoyable, but I hope you've liked it, and I hope you like the new channel logo that I've put into Minecraft. There we go. So, if you have liked this episode, remember to leave a like and subscribe, and I hope I'll catch you in the next one. I've got some big plans for the next episode. It's going to be a big world tour, so it might be a little bit of a longer episode, but I'm going to be touring the entire world, starting at my base, hopefully with this lava removed, and going around to all the other players that are still active on the realm, and maybe a couple of the inactive players, and just showcasing exactly what everyone else has been getting up to in the last 4 to 5 months that this realm's been going. Anyway, I'll see you in that one. Goodbye!